what is the difference between the induction motors and transformers. Okay, we will see in this video. So here induction motors are the example of transformer. Actually, the transformer and the induction motors have some similarities as well as the differences. If you observe the first, we will observe the similarities. So what is the similarities is both devices are okay. So both devices, that means transformer and induction motor, both devices are singly excited. So that is the first similarity we can say between the transformer and induction motor. So if you observe the transformer construction, we are already seen the transformer construction here. So it is having the transformer. So primary winding we will have. So one of the primary winding we'll have here, and we have the secondary winding on the secondary side. But we will excite. Okay, we will excite on the primary winding side only. Will give the supply for the transformer. That is the first similarity. Next, secondary side we will connect the load. Secondary side we will connect the load for the transformer. That is the one similarity we can say for induction motor as well as the transformer. Next thing is both operate on the principle of so they both operate on the principle of electromagnetic induction. So that is why the name is given for the induction motor is also they both are operate on the electromagnetic induction. That is the two similarities we can say between the transformer and the induction motor. So let us see what are the differences are there now between the transformer and induction motor. If you see the differences, transformer is not energy conversion device. So this is the first difference we can observe. Whereas in transformer, when you give the electrical energy as the input, middle you have the flux will be produced, and finally you are getting the electrical energy. That means it is transforming the power from one magnetic circuit to another magnetic circuit only. So it is not converting any energy. That is the first difference we can observe. So in induction motor, what will happen here? Induction motor will convert the motor means you know already which is the energy it is taking. Motor is taking electrical energy as the input. Next is going to convert that as mechanical energy. That is the same doing here also the induction motor. Induction motor is going to convert the electrical energy into mechanical energy. That is the one of the differences we can say between the induction motors and transformers. Next if you observe induction motor has rotating short circuit, rotating secondary side, that is secondary side is short circuited. Rotating secondary side is short circuited means so induction motor having two parts actually, that is a stator and a rotor. So majorly we will discuss what is the meaning of the stator and the rotor. We will see later. In the rotor we are going to always short circuit on the rotor side. That means if you consider, whereas in transformer, so transformer will have primary, that is primary we will have transformer. Next we have the secondary we are not going to short circuit, so we are always going to connect the load on the secondary side. That is the another difference we can say between the transformer and induction motor. Okay, so induction motor we are going to consider, so we can consider it as induction motor is a rotating transformer. Induction motor is a rotating transformer, with secondary short circuited, with rotor short circuited. Rotor means here secondary winding in the transformer. That is what we can say the major differences between the transformer and the induction motor. So it is going to take induction motor means what it is going to take? It is going to take the electrical energy as the input, and it is going to get the mechanical energy as the output, because it is one of the type of the motor. So induction motor. So we are already know that in the AC machines we will have two parts, that is stator and rotor. We have seen in the alternator. Here also the same, the stator will be there, the rotor will be there. Once again, how this electromagnetic induction is happening here. Stator is having, okay, stator is having field winding, okay, stator is having, sorry, it is not the field winding, though stator is having the stator winding here, stator winding will be there, and rotor is having the here conductors. So that means stator is also having the stator winding, rotor are placed, conductors are placed on the rotors here. So what is happening when you give the electrical energy? Let us discuss how it is going to work the induction motor. In the next page we will see. So here, here induction motor, how it is going to work we will discuss now. So whenever you give a three-phase supply, when a three-phase supply is given, for stator winding, what will happen is a rotating magnetic field or flux, rotating magnetic flux is produced in the air gap, between stator and rotor, So first we are going to understand how we are going to produce the rotating magnetic field. So how it is going to produce, how it is rotating, we can explain with mathematical expression, that also we are going to see. So what is happening when a three-phase supply is given for the stator winding, a rotating magnetic field is produced or magnetic flux is produced in the air gap between the stator and rotor. So because of that, a rotating flux, rotor conductors are stationary. Actually rotor conductors are stationary initially. So whenever it is all stationary, so because the flux is rotating, these conductors are cut or swipes the magnetic field, okay, or flux lines. So these magnetic flux lines will cut the stationary rotor conductors, which will induce an EMF, in the rotor conductors. What will happen? So step by step you see once again. Whenever you give a three-phase supply for the stator winding, a rotating magnetic field is produced or flux is produced in the air gap between the stator and rotor. So rotor conductors are actually stationary initially. Because of that, a rotating magnetic field, what is happening? It will cut the magnetic, conductors are swipes out or cuts the magnetic field. Because of that, the EMF will be induced in the rotor conductors. As the EMF is induced in the rotor conductors, what will happen once again? So as the rotor conductors are short circuited, okay, as the rotor conductors are short circuited, current starts flowing, okay, current starts flowing in rotor conductors. So current starts flowing in rotor conductors, okay, that is the one thing is happening. After the current starts flowing in the rotor conductors, as we already know, when a current carrying conductor placed in, okay, placed in magnetic field, experiences a force, that is we are already know. So that is the we are using for the motor. So when a conductor cuts the current carrying conductor placed in the magnetic field experiences a force. That force can be found by using, so magnitude we are already using one more formula, but the force can be, you can use by the direction can be the by Fleming's left hand rule. So by using that you can find the direction of the force on the conductor. So it is experiences some force. What is happening here after this concept? So a force is induced on the rotor conductor, so that what will happen, the rotor starts rotating. Rotor starts rotating here. Rotating here. As the rotor starts rotating, in which direction it is going to rotate? Let us see here. So for understanding purpose, we will take one diagram here. You can understand very easily, clearly. Okay, how it is going to rotate. See here. See, let us consider this is the half circle I am considering here. So for the stator, this is on stator side. Next we will have the here air gap will be there. Here this is the air gap between the stator and the rotor. Okay, this is the rotor side. We will have the completely rotor side. So whenever you have like this, a stator field will be produced. So a stator will produce as whenever you give a three-phase supply. Let us consider here I am giving a three-phase supply for the stator. Whenever you give a three-phase supply for the stator, what is happening? It is going to produce a rotating magnetic field which is rotating. Okay, so let us take, I am considering here. Okay, let us take the field was produced like this and it is traveling like this. Okay, you see here. So just I am indicating the rotor field. So field is rotating here. So in this direction it is rotating. Let us consider the stator field is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. That is the stator field. Let us write this as the rotation of stator field. Rotation of stator field. In this direction it is going to rotate. Next, when you observe here, so the conductors we are going to place here. The conductors will be placed on the rotor side. So whenever you have placed the conductors, when you find applying the Fleming's left hand rule, the current is going inside on the conductor side. Okay, indicated with the cross. Because of that, what will happen? There is a force on the rotor conductor. So the direction of the force on the rotor conductor is in such a direction is equals to, actually it is also flowing in this direction only. The rotor conductors also experiences. Okay, so these are the rotor conductors. Rotor conductors here. So this is the force on the rotor conductors. Force on rotor conductors. So whenever you have, if you observe here, so the rotation of the stator field is also in the anti-clockwise direction, whereas the rotor also is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction only. Why it is happening? Because of the Lenz law. So what is the Lenz law is saying here? The cause will produce the opposition. So what is the cause of this force on the conductors? Because they are placed in the magnetic field. If there is no magnetic field, there is no force on the rotor conductors. That's why the rotors are trying to reduce, or the rotors are trying to oppose the cause. What is the cause of production of this? The cause of production of this is the magnetic field which is produced by the stator field. So that's why the rotors always trying to rotate to oppose this magnetic field which was produced by the stator. So they are going to rotate in the same direction, whereas the stator field is rotating. But definitely there is a gap will be there. So the rotor also rotating in the same direction, as well as the stator field also rotating in the same direction. But there is a gap will be there between their speeds. Gap between their speeds will be there because of relative speed between the magnetic field as well as the stationary rotor conductors. The rotor is going to rotate. Okay, so once again here the concept will be Lenz law only, because the cause will be the force on the conductors is magnetic field, that will be should be opposed by this rotor conductors. That is what it is doing here. so it is going to oppose the this magnetic field. So to oppose that, so it is also going to rotate in such a direction that to oppose. It is like very simple example we can say. So imagine that a thief is running in this direction. Here you see, here a thief is running in this direction. The police has also should run in the same direction or not, because there is a opposition will be there between them. Okay, so police has to catch the thief, like that. Here also, when you take this as the police this magnetic field, this is the thief, so it is going to catch. Okay, so catch the field, but they never wins. Okay, the rotor conductors will not never win the race to catch up the speed. If they catch up the speed, what will happen means there is no slip, there is no EMF will be induced in the rotor conductors. That is what the working principle of the induction motor. That's all in this video. In the next video we will see how the rotating magnetic field will be produced in the induction motor. If you are seeing first time this channel, please like, share and subscribe the channel. If you have any queries, you can comment in the comment box. I can reply. So thank you very much.